Today's video will focus on some huge, powerful tools that you can use within Cakewalk by Bandlab, or whatever digital audio workstation that you use, that can help you save time while creating a better workflow for your project. Let's get into it. All right, so you are in your project. You know how to do everything by now. I've provided several videos, and if you haven't checked those out, you can go definitely check those out at your own time discretion, because today is all about having time. As a producer, as an artist, I know what it feels like to be able to have time to sit down and work within my DAW. Cakewalk by Bandlab is a wonderful software. So here is my first step, or first tool that you can use. The first huge tool that can help you save time is what's called your workspace. Your workspace is basically how your whole layout is set up on Cakewalk. Now, you can edit this yourself. You can use the ones that are here. If you're not sure how to go to that, you can go right up here to the right corner, and you will see right now it says advanced. If I click on this, it'll give me different options. So this is the arranger view. This is the basic view. If I want to make beats, this is the make beats, which brings up the matrix. If I want to mix, could do that. Ooh, that's pretty. All right. So if I'm doing that, if I want the console view up, if I want to just record, I can have that. So we have these options here. All right. If I just want tempo, that's fine. I can do that as well. We have these options. Now, what's cool is I can create a new workspace. I can manage the workspace, or I can apply the workspace on a project and load. So this is going to come in handy when I show you another tool that's going to help you save time. I've chosen that I'm going to go ahead and use the basic workspace. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go back to basic. Now from basic, I could do a bunch of things to this. I could change this however I want to. I do want this open. You know what? I don't want my media and my notes and my plugins to show on this side. So I'm going to collapse that. I do want my masters up, so I'm going to bring them up. In fact, I do want my console at the bottom, so I can bring that up. And let's see. Oh, we're missing some things up here. I don't really like the way that is, so I'm going to add more modules. I'm just basically right-clicking, and then I can add the markers, and I can add, let's see, I'll add the mix recall. All right. And that's cool. And it looks okay to me. But say, for instance, I don't like the order of this. I can right click and I can do a few things. I can do a lock order and justify, like order and center. I'm going to uncheck that. So now I can move each of these modules around. And say, for instance, save is fine there. I like that. But I don't like the marker right there. I want the marker on that side. And I don't like this right there. I'm going to put that right there. And the loop, that's fine. This I want way over there. So once I get that set, now I can leave it unlocked if I want to, or I can lock it back and I can center it. Now I have that set. Looks great. You know, I keep it just like that. Works great. So now what I want to do is I want to go and save my workspace. Or now if I save it, it's going to adjust the basic. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do new workspace. All right. And I'm going to call this just a norm. Oops. Just a norm space. All right. So it's saved. It's created. It's there. Now I should see it up here. Now, if I go back to basic again, it's going to go right back to that. But now I can go to just a norm space and it'll change it just like that. This is a huge time consumer relief. Okay, huge time consumer relief. I had to fix that. Okay, because normally when you're trying to, you know, certain people work certain ways. So like maybe you like it real cluttered, but some people don't. They minimalist. They want it just, you know, I just need the record button. That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. Track view and record button. So whatever floats your boat, this is what you would do in this case. All right, that is the first step. Second step. Dealing with the Cakewalk theme editor, learning how to create themes, right? If you got your workspace done, then you might want to change the actual look of your screen. So I'm going to go into a little bit how to use the theme editor. Trust me, there is a lot of stuff on there that you can do. And I don't want to go into too much detail because you can really switch everything around, to be honest. But what you want to do is first, you're going to go to Edit, Preferences, all right? And then I'm going to go down to where it says Themes, all right? So you can notice that I've created a theme. It's not all that fancy, but if I was to go back to, let's go back to Mercury, I can apply that, all right? And you will notice that things have changed, okay? May look slightly a little different. Now, when I am trying to make my own theme editor, or my own theme, I want to go to Preferences, and I want to go to Edit. Now, in this case, I can edit this one, and then I can save it. All right, so I can save it as a new one. So I can say Edit. All right, and it should pull up. Now, sometimes if you are on a certain theme, it may not let you edit that particular one, but that's okay. So, you know, you just change to a theme that you're not using, and then you can always just edit the one that you really want to edit, and then you can apply that later on. So here's the theme, and the main thing that I'm going to deal with right now is just the global settings. Okay, so the global settings are going to allow me to change some of the colors for the text. For instance, this toolbar background, if I wanted to change the color of that, basically you just double click on it. And I'm just playing around with stuff, you all. You know, and this is kind of what I did when I first came in. I just started changing colors and stuff. Like I didn't even really care. And window text, that's fine. I'll keep that black. Toolbar, static text, that's fine. Let's see, horizontal sliders. Maybe I don't want them blue. Maybe I want them green. All right. View border. That's fine. Change that to lighter. I don't know. I'm just changing colors, you know. So you can get in here and play with this, you know, to learn exactly what each part is, but I'm not going to go into that many details because it would be boring and long to be trying to explain what each of these colors apply to. So let's see, quick group, enable, disable toggles, zoom fader. All right. So now I might think that's cool. You know, if I want to go to the menus, menu text is that color, menu bar, gradient. Maybe I don't want it to be that color. Maybe I want it to be like, yeah, right there. And then maybe slightly darker, like right there. So gradient in. So it starts light, gets darker. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that. So I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to say test theme. All right. Test theme. All right. And then it's save, and I can open it here, but in this case, I'm just going to exit out of it. I'm going to go back here, cancel out of that. Then I'll go back to preferences, and you'll see it pop up. So now there it is, test theme. Now it doesn't show me a picture of it. There's a way that you can actually do the picture. So you go back to edit, and you'll see this option here called properties. In properties, you can put a little description about it. You can put the author, and then you can do a browse for pictures if you have a picture already. If not, what you can do is do a snapshot of it, which is what I would do. Cancel, exit out of that. So I'm going to load it first, apply. All right, woo, there it is. All right, I just added some extra colors in there. Changed your life. Now it's all pretty, you know, look nice look, you know, look light blue, you know, a little pink up there, you know, it's all good, you know. Got my little text, you know, still black. All right, everything looks good. So now let's say this is cool. What I can do is take a snapshot of this and use that as my picture. On your keyboard, if you press Shift, if you have a PC, of course, because that's what Cakewalk works with, Shift, the Windows key, and S, that'll bring up the snip tool. And then what I can do is I can just take a little snap of this. You know, it doesn't have to be much. And I can save this. And I'll call it test theme. Okay. All right, so there's a PNG. and I'm good. Now, when I go back to my preferences, you might get this message. Let's see if it's gonna let it pop up, because normally it won't let you save it if I make a change to it. So this is why I said that sometimes you may have to load to a different template first before you edit one. All right, find this picture. All right, I know it's in quick access. It should be right here, test theme. All right, now I got a little picture of it. I can press OK. But when I try to save it, oh, sorry, unable to save because the file is currently in use. All right, so what I do is go back here. I'm gonna load one of the other ones, apply. All right, then I'm gonna go back to testing, edit it. Sorry, I'm moving so quick with this, you all. This is like, this theme editor should be a separate video in itself, and it probably will be, but this is just to get you started with it. All right, so properties, browse. All right, there's my picture right there, test theme. Okay, save, and there it is. So now, of course, I can let's do that, apply. Now you can see my test theme has a picture. Now my other ones that I created, I added a picture for this one. All right, this one doesn't have a picture, but I add a picture for this. So now we can kind of see what it looks like. And now when we click on it, we press apply, and there it is. That is the second step. Why would you want this? Because you might be a person that's dealing with colors and you like to look at things differently, okay? You know, it's all about creating this, customizing it for yourself so the way you have the best experience so you can get to working more efficiently and not have visual restrictions when you're working in Cakewalk. All right, so I got my theme and I've got my workspace. The next step is to create a template. Okay, and now I've already created some tracks, right? I have my tracks. Okay, at first I couldn't see my audio tracks. So now in order to see my audio tracks, I gotta click here and drag them down, and now I can see the tracks that I had up here. So I have 3 tracks. I was really supposed to have 4 tracks. I think I deleted one by accident. All right, when I'm doing an acapella project, I like to have 6 tracks. But before I do that, let me back up. I got one audio track. I'm gonna set this audio track up right. Make sure it's on the right channel, okay? And then I am going to duplicate this. All right, I've got my audio track set up and I know I'm getting a signal on both sides. So once it's set up, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. So I can right click and I can click duplicate track. And I'm gonna add, how many repetitions? I need 5 more tracks. All right, starting on track 2. Now I have all my tracks. So now what I can do is I can go down and I'm gonna label each one, because I want to set this up. If I was doing an acapella song, I can just do it right away. So when I come back in to work on it, it's already set up. Melody, I'm gonna call this first tenor. If you're not sure how to name the tracks, all you have to do is just click right here where it says audio at, double click on it, left mouse button, and then you can change it. Second tenor. All right, and then let's call this first Barry, if I can spell. All right, and then we have second Barry. Oops, clicked on something else. Barry, oops. Yeah, I am having problems with typing today. Okay, second Barry, and then this is called bass. All right. Okay, you have everything set up. It looks very pretty. You got your tracks. I know that they all record because I can record something, and I want to make sure that it is set up to record. La 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 la. Yeah, all right. So all the tracks are set to record, which is great. So now I can go ahead and save this. I'll go up to File. I'll go to Save As, and then I'm going to make sure that you switch to Save as Type, because normally you will see, you'll normally see normal here, but I want to save it as a template, all right? And I'm going to name it just a norm acapella. I already have it here, and then down here you want to make sure that it's set to template files, Okay, so it should save right here. All right, and then you want to press save. All right, now I've done this already, so it's going to ask me, do I want to replace it? That's okay. I'm going to say yes. All right, and now I can close out of this. I can exit out of Cakewalk, and tomorrow if I want to come back and work on something, I can go right. And then normally it's going to start off with recent projects. That's fine. I'm going to go to a new project, and guess what? There is my acapella template. So when I click on it, it's going to look just like I had it. It's got all my 6 tracks. It's got my little pink color and my blue and my purple, or whatever you want to call it. And it looks great. Everything looks real good. Okay. This color looks slightly different though. For some reason, it was lighter earlier, but now it's a darker color. Go figure with that. Maybe it's something I did differently. I'm not sure, but it looks pretty much the same to me. I can go and retweak this or change or add some extra tracks. So if I was a guitarist, you know, with the vocal, you know, and that's all I did was just 2 tracks. On most of my songs, just 2 tracks. It's so easy to have that set up so that way you can just go right in, not waste any time trying to make sure you have it on the right channel and make sure that it's automated recording or anything like that. You just got to set up the way you want to set it up. You got your effects on your chains and everything is good to go. You are good to record and get that project finished quickly. That is very important. The next step is very helpful when you're trying to quickly maneuver through Cakewalk by Bandlab. This works for any digital audio workstation. Pretty much any software, for that matter, has what's called keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts, step 4. Keyboard shortcuts work like this, all right? I'm not gonna go through all of them because there are a million of them. Not literally, okay, but there's a lot. There's really a lot of them. So I'm gonna go through some of the basic ones that you're gonna use to help you move more efficiently while you're working on your project. The first one is, if I was trying to create an audio track, which I did earlier, I can create an audio track by pressing Control T. All right, it's gonna create a new audio track. All right, if I want to create a new MIDI track, I press Control Shift T, and it's gonna give me a MIDI track. All right. Sometimes when you're looking at these, if you don't know the shortcut, you can always come up here, and sometimes it'll have the shortcuts up here, like this one says Control F1. But if you're not sure, you can always check out Cakewalk, and they have the list of all the different shortcuts that you can use. You already know the obvious. Control S is to save, all right? Then I would save it as a project if I wanted to. You can do Control Copy. So if I wanted to copy something, let me record something first. Press my record. Keyboard shortcut to record. Once you have it activated here, all you have to do is press the R button and it'll start recording. La, 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 yeah. All right. Say I want to copy this from this track to this track. All right. There's a few different ways I can do this. I can press Control C and I can just go click on this track, and I can press Control V, which means to paste. So Control C is to copy, Control V is to paste. All right. Another way I can do this is, say I don't want this on track 1. I just want it only on track 2. I can press Control X. All right. Control X is to cut. Then I can go to track 2, make sure I've got it lined up right, and press Control V to paste. Another way I can do it is, oops, changed it. If you press Control Z, it is to undo what you did. To redo what you did, press Control Shift Z. All right. Or you can go up here and press Control Y or Control Shift Z, whichever one's easier for you. All right, let me redo. Okay, I redid everything. All right, there's my audio track. It's right here. Now, say for instance, I do want this track on track 1. I want it on track 1. I want it on track 1 and track 2. Another thing I can do is, if you hold down the Control button, I can just drag it right there, and it copies it. That's an amazing trick. So if you haven't used that before, that saves some time. So if I needed to copy this to all of these parts, all of these lines, then I can definitely do that real quick. All right, something else that you may use is if I want to cut or copy or paste special parameters or special settings. Say for instance, I want to copy record 1 on track 1 to track 3, but I want to do something different with it. So I can press Control Alt C, and it's going to give me up this box. And maybe I don't want to copy, I don't know, maybe I don't want to copy events. So maybe if you were making a copy of something and you didn't want to copy the events is basically the information, the audio information that's there. If you had a tempo change, maybe you didn't want to copy that. Maybe you would change meters right there, or the arrangement section, maybe you didn't want to copy that. So I can do that, and I'm going to say, yeah, I want to copy all of that. Once I've done my Control Alt copy or Control Alt C, then I can paste it to the third track. I click on the third track, and I can change it this way. I'm going to press Control Alt V, and that's going to bring up the special paste. And now I can change it to whatever track I want it to be at. I want it to repeat 5 times. I'm going to choose 5 times, but I want it to start at track 3. And then I can press OK. And then it's going to copy that track 5 times, or that data 5 times rather. Very helpful tool to help you save some time. What this is all about. We got to save time, you all, because it takes too long to get through projects. So it can be quicker now. My last tool for today, for this particular video, is something that's very fascinating. Look, there's many things that you can do on this software that will help you save time. This is a good thing for beginners. If you are a person that loves to sing, you can sing, but you cannot play an instrument. I got you. I'm gonna help you out. All right, this is what we're gonna do with this. Now, I got all this data. I'm finna delete all of this, all right? We have deleted everything and we have everything set up. Now what we're gonna do, oops, I still got a few clips there that I need to delete. Okay, I didn't see those, all right? Like kind of sneaky. All right, so I am right here on the first track. I'm gonna record a melody. Let me put my headphones real quick so I can really hear what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna record a melody, and I want this melody to do something that's pretty amazing, which is the last step. Convert from audio to MIDI. Convert from audio to MIDI. Audio to MIDI conversion. Sometimes this works well, sometimes it doesn't work well. It may be something that you have to spend more time editing and once you get it recorded, but it is a good place to start if you are a person that does not know how to play an instrument. I think this would be cool if you want to convert your audio of you singing to a musical instrument. So here we are. Let's say my melody is going to be like this. Let me record it. Get a little closer here so I can get into it. Mic. I'll keep it where it is. La 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 la. All right, I'm raspy. I'm not even really taking proper air or breathing, but all right, now I'm going to boost the gain. If you haven't heard me talk about this, it's on my mixing tutorial. Definitely can check that one out. So I'm going to boost the levels up on this a lot. All right, so that boosted up. Can listen to it. La la la. Cool. All right, so I've got that. I am going to right click here. I'm going to insert an instrument. And I'm just going to use a TTS. All right, I got my TTS up, and I am going to click on, I'm going to right click. Oh, left click. Sometimes I always forget which way to do this. I'll left click on it, and then let's say I want this to be I don't know what I want it to be. Maybe I want it to be some bells or something. Let's say tinkle bells. I don't know how it's going to sound, you all, but we'll find out. What you're going to do is you're going to take your audio. You got your track. Let me expand this. I can turn the record off. I'm going to take this and I'm gonna hold down Control, and I'm gonna take it to TTS. This message pops up. It says audio to MIDI conversion may take a while. Do you want to proceed? Okay. And I say yes. Okay. So now let's see how well it played my melody, and I'm gonna have them together. Now, of course, you know, my melody might be slightly out of tune because I was out of tune a little bit. La 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 la. All right. Okay. All right. Let me listen to it by itself. I'm gonna mute that. Okay. Now, say I'm cool with that. You know, I like it. Maybe I want it to be more in time. Let's quantize it. See what that's gonna do. Okay. All right. I don't need this last part, so I'm gonna trim that off. All right, and I don't need this first part, so I'm gonna trim that off, like right there. All right. Let's say that's cool. I'm cool with that. You know, I've already got a part of my melody. Now I kind of know what my melody is gonna go. Now I don't know how well this is gonna work with doing like a drum beat, but if essentially if you were trying to apply this to a drum beat, like if you want to use the SI drum kit on here, then you would basically have to pick certain notes. So like if I know, turn my keyboard on. So if I did this, boo ka boo ka boo ka boo boo ka boo boo. Okay, that might work. I don't know. Let me try that real quick and see. Hey, this is kind of an exploration. I know this part works well. I have never really used this option before because I, you know, typically play everything myself. But this will come in handy. Like, you know, if you're trying to get, you know, an idea down. You know, Michael Jackson was one of the great legends that did this. He would sing his parts, and the musicians would pick up, you know, what he was singing basically, and he would tell them, no, you know, not like that, you know, do it this way. So this is great. Great Charles Mingus at the end, before he passed away, he got to the point where he couldn't really, you know, like write out his notation anymore. So he used to just sing, and he had someone dictate, or basically transcribe what he was singing. So, I mean, if you can do that, and there's software that allows you to just sing audio and it converts straight to MIDI automatically. But this is a cool thing to help you out. And like I said, you might have to do some tweaking to it and adjust it to really the way that you was hearing it. But I think this works well. I'm gonna see if this works out real quick. So, do ka do ka do. All right. Okay, let's go back. Oops. Let me rewind. Do ka 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 do ka. All right, I was off on that. But it's all good. If I wanted to go ahead and change the notes, I can use Melodyne, which is the tool that's allowing you to do this copying. Melodyne is using that to try to figure out what notes you're singing audio-wise and convert it to MIDI. So if I wanted to go ahead and change the notes, I could do that to make sure that they're on the right thing. I'm going to go ahead and create another instrument track, and I'm going to do the drum kit. And let's see what we can get. All right. So let's see. All right, I'm just gonna copy it like it is. Bring this up some more. Gain. I'm actually bringing up a lot, actually. Do it some more. All right, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna press Control, drag it down. Convert. All right, let's see what it did. Let me just hear this part. All right, you all, it did it. Okay, maybe it's not on the right, I wasn't on the right note, but what I can do is I can look. Okay, the foot is on note 35, and if I wasn't sure, I can look at the staff view, or I can look at the piano roll view and figure out. All right, so this is where I was at. I was on C. That was C. And you do see there's some E's there, but I was just on the wrong C. I should have been on C3. So I should have been do, do, oh, do, ga, do, ga, oh, ga, bo, ga, bo. Okay, but that's too low. So you know what, to make this simple, all I gotta do is just transpose it, you know, pretty simple. So I can take this track and I can go to process, transpose, and move it down an octave. So transpose, all right? And oops, I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to transpose the audio. I'm supposed to transpose the MIDI. I transposed audio. I am so sorry. Moving quick over here, you all. Transpose, and there we go. It's good to make mistakes. And you know, I'm not gonna do a lot of editing on this video. So, but I will do some, you know, but get the points across. But let's transpose down. I'm negative 12. All right, I guess you can't go negative because you can press negative on this. All right, let's go down. There's another way to do it too as well besides using this option. All right, so let's see what we got now. Okay. All right, so there you go. Now, of course, I had to go in here and tweak these notes and say, hey, that's not really what I meant. But it pretty much picked up the rhythm even when I did that little, you know, yeah, you know, whatever, you know, whatever I did, something like that. Let's listen to my audio track. Yeah, so so when I did that, it actually picked that up pretty well, which is really cool. So you all, this is a great tip to help you save time. Now, if this is a person that, you know, you're like, well, I'd rather just use the matrix or just use a step sequencer and just punch in, you can also do that as well. But if you are like me, sometimes I move quicker when I'm singing, and I can figure out a whole song just by singing parts. And what I'll do is I record each of the parts. Like, you know, I'll be boom, ting, boom, boom, you know, you know, okay, stuff like that. It may come to my mind and I hear it, and I'll just record those parts down. I'll take my phone and record it so I get the idea down. This saves time because if you're able to come in here and create the first track and you know what your melody is going to be, you know, whatever, something like that. And I know my bass part is going to be boom, you know, if I do something like that, I can record that part, apply a bass sound to it or sample, and I'm good to go. I might have to tweak it a little bit, but that's a lot easier than trying to figure out how to play it on the keyboard or play it on the real bass. So you all, I hope you use these tools. There are many more, so much you can do on software. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed and you stayed with me this far, definitely I hope you check out the videos that come after this, which will show you how to get started on Cakewalk if you're just a beginner. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Love you all. Peace.